All right, welcome back everyone to the Daily Dish. And today, we're diving headfirst into a topic that honestly brings out strong opinions from pretty much everyone: Valentine's Day. John, are you a lover or a loather?
Oh, Anna, that's a loaded question to start with. I'd say I'm a cautious admirer. I appreciate the sentiment, but sometimes I feel like the commercialism just completely takes over, you know? It's like suddenly every store is screaming, "Buy this to prove your love."
Exactly, that's where I stand. It's almost like if you don't participate in a certain way, you're somehow failing at romance. And who needs that kind of pressure, especially when you're just trying to enjoy a nice Tuesday in February?
Right? And the expectations. The perfect dinner, the elaborate gifts, the social media posts that make everyone else's V-Day look like a scene from a rom-com. It's exhausting just thinking about it. I once tried to book a table at a fancy restaurant for my wife, and I swear I had to call them 3 months in advance. It felt less like a romantic gesture and more like planning a military operation.
Oh, tell me about it. I actually think my worst Valentine's Day story involves a surprise cooking attempt. My partner, bless his heart, decided he was going to cook a gourmet meal. It ended with a smoke detector going off, a burnt pan, and us ordering pizza. It was memorable, if not romantic in the traditional sense.
That's fantastic, honestly. At least you got a story out of it. See, that's the kind of thing that feels more authentic, right? The effort, even if it goes hilariously wrong, counts for so much more than a generic box of chocolates. Not that I'd turn down chocolates, just saying.
Definitely. It got me thinking, where did this whole thing even come from? I mean, it's not like ancient Romans were exchanging heart-shaped candies, were they?
Well, you'd be surprised how far back some of these traditions go, or at least the roots of them. While not exactly heart-shaped candies, the origins of Valentine's Day are actually pretty murky, mixing in a bit of pagan festival, a dash of Christian martyr, and a whole lot of medieval poetry. The most common story points to Saint Valentine, or maybe even a few different Saints Valentine, who were martyred. One legend says he signed a letter from your Valentine to the jailer's daughter.
Oh, that's sweet, actually. A little subversive, a little romantic. And then there's the Lupercalia festival, right? The Roman pagan festival that was all about fertility and purification. It sounds a lot less roses and chocolates and more running around half naked with animal hides.
Exactly. A far cry from Cupid with his little bow and arrow. And it wasn't really until the Middle Ages, with poets like Chaucer, that the idea of linking February 14th with romantic love started to really take hold, often because birds were believed to begin mating around that time.
Birds mating? So, essentially, we celebrate Valentine's Day because birds get frisky in February. I love that. It takes away some of the intense pressure when you frame it like that. It's just nature, baby.
Totally. It grounds it in something a bit more organic. But then, fast forward to the 19th century with the Industrial Revolution, and suddenly you have mass-produced cards, and the whole commercial aspect just exploded. It became a big business, and it's only gotten bigger.
It really has. And that's where I think a lot of people get turned off. It stops being about genuine connection and starts feeling like a checklist: card, flowers, dinner, gift. And if you're single, it can feel like a particularly lonely day, which is just unfair.
Absolutely. It's a day that really highlights whether you're in a relationship or not, which can be tough. But I've seen a shift, which I really appreciate. More and more people are using Valentine's Day, or the week around it, to celebrate different kinds of love. Galentine's Day, for example, is brilliant.
Oh, Galentine's Day is a total game changer. My friends and I have been doing a Galentine's brunch for years now, and it's honestly one of my favorite traditions. We swap funny stories, just celebrate our friendships, and there's zero pressure. No need to impress anyone, just good company and mimosas.
See, that's what it should be about. Celebrating the love you have, in whatever form it takes. Whether it's romantic love, platonic friendships, family bonds, or even self-love. I think that's the most important one that often gets overlooked.
Treat yourself. Preach. 100%. Why wait for someone else to shower you with affection when you can treat yourself to that fancy coffee, buy that book you've been eyeing, or just have a really indulgent bath? It's not selfish, it's necessary to fill your own cup.
I completely agree. My wife and I have kind of adopted this approach too. Instead of feeling like we have to do something big on the 14th, we've started treating it as more of an excuse to just be extra thoughtful. Maybe it's cooking her favorite meal together at home, or writing a handwritten note instead of a store-bought card. It feels more personal, more us.
That's beautiful, John. And a handwritten note? That's always a winner. It shows you actually took the time and effort. I mean, I still have a few old love letters tucked away from my high school days, and they mean more to me than any piece of jewelry I've ever received.
See, it's the simple things. We get so caught up in the grand gestures that we forget the power of genuine, small acts of kindness and affection. Like, I once had a colleague who, for Valentine's Day, brought in a huge box of homemade cookies for the whole office. Everyone felt so appreciated. It wasn't romantic, but it was definitely an act of love.
That's such a great example. It proves that love isn't just about romantic partners, it's about community, about showing care for the people in your life. And it doesn't have to be a huge production. Sometimes it's just a text saying thinking of you, or picking up their favorite snack.
Absolutely. My mom used to leave little notes in my lunchbox when I was a kid, even on regular days. Those notes made my day. That's the kind of everyday love that I think we should be championing, not just the one-day-a-year spectacle.
Exactly. It's the consistency, the ongoing effort that truly matters. I mean, imagine if you only showed appreciation for your partner once a year. That wouldn't be much of a relationship, would it? So why do we put so much emphasis on one single day?
It's the paradox of modern holidays, I guess. We create these designated days for celebration, but then the pressure to make them perfect often overshadows the actual joy or meaning behind them. Like Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, they all come with their own set of expectations that can be overwhelming.
It's true. But coming back to Valentine's Day specifically, I think if you can approach it with a sense of playfulness and realism, it can still be fun. Don't feel obliged to spend a fortune or have a movie-perfect moment. Just do something that feels genuine to you and your loved ones.
That's the key, authenticity. If you and your partner love watching bad movies and eating takeout, then that's your perfect Valentine's Day. Don't let Instagram dictate your romance. My wife and I sometimes just play board games, and it's great. Laughter and some friendly competition, that's our kind of romance.
I love that. Board games are seriously underrated for date nights. It's an opportunity for connection without the pressure of having to make intense eye contact across a fancy restaurant table. Plus, you get to see their competitive side, which can be revealing.
Oh, absolutely revealing. You find out who's a sore loser pretty quickly. But in a fun way, you know? It creates memories. And that's what we really take away from these days, isn't it? The experiences, the shared moments, not the price tag of a gift.
Totally. So, for anyone out there listening who's feeling the pressure or maybe feeling a little down about Valentine's Day, remember that love is a 365-day-a-year thing, and it comes in so many forms. Celebrate your friendships, celebrate your family, celebrate yourself.
That's a perfect sentiment, Anna. And if you do want to do something for Valentine's Day, make it personal, make it thoughtful. Don't just follow the crowd. Maybe it's a homemade card, maybe it's cooking a simple meal together, or maybe it's just a quiet evening with your favorite person and no expectations.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, love isn't about grand gestures, it's about consistency, kindness, and genuine connection. And that's something worth celebrating every single day, not just on February 14th.
Well said. So whether you're planning a romantic dinner, a Galentine's brunch, or just a cozy night in with yourself and a good book, we hope you find some joy and connection this week. Thanks for tuning in to The Daily Dish, everyone.
Yes, thank you for joining us. We'll catch you next time.